Think of a time you wanted something so deeply. It lived in your chest like a wound. You planned around it. You lost sleep over it. You shaped your entire day around the hope of it. And the more you focused on it, the more you felt like it was slipping through your fingers, like sand. The tighter your grip, the faster it fell. That feeling has a name in ancient wisdom, and more importantly, it has a cure. But here is the part nobody warns you about. The cure looks nothing like what you expect. What you're about to hear is a law as real as gravity, and you can sum it up in one sentence. When you stop chasing, life starts delivering. Not as a reward for giving up, but as a natural response to a very specific inner shift. That shift is what the next couple of minutes are all about. If the first one sounds familiar, yet difficult to follow, wait for the next two pieces of wisdom for greater clarity. Let us start. The Bhagavad Gita says, over 2000 years ago, in the battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna collapsed under the pressure of a specific desire. See, he needed the future to look exactly the way he had imagined it. All his respected guru by his side, unharmed. And in that moment of paralysis, Krishna spoke. You have the right to your action, not to the fruits of it. Do your work completely. Show up with everything you have, and then let go of what comes next. That is Nishkama Karma. Action without craving the result. Full effort, zero attachment. Now, most people hear this and pause because it sounds almost impossible to live by, isn't it? How do I stop caring about the outcome? How do I work hard for something and feel nothing whether or not it arrives? What if I tell you that question is completely valid, and which is why this truth was never meant to stand alone? Two other teachers, centuries apart, arrived at the same place through two entirely different doors. And one of them might be the door that opens for you. One of them is Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. See, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa never wrote a scripture. He told stories, simple ones that a child could follow and one that a philosopher could spend a lifetime inside. He once described the human soul as a salt doll that walked to the edge of the ocean, desperate to know how deep it was. It stepped in to measure, and slowly it dissolved in complete union. The doll did not find the ocean, the doll became the ocean. Sri Ramakrishna's teaching was this: your desires, your identity, your grip on outcomes, they are the salt, and life in its truest forms is the water. The moment you stop protecting the salt, the dissolving itself becomes the answer. And then there is Ashtavakra. See, where the Gita gives you a method and Sri Ramakrishna gives you an image, Ashtavakra removes the ground beneath your feet entirely. He does not say detach from the outcome. He said there was never any outcome to be followed in the first place. The version of you that is desperate and lies awake at 2 a.m. to think of a future that may never come, that version of you is just a story. Difficult to understand? Let me give you an example. Think of the last time you were consumed by the fear of losing someone's approval. And then one quiet morning, without any explanation, you simply stop chasing it. You stop thinking whether the approval would come or not. Did that person change? No. Did that situation change? No. But something in you did. The desperation that once felt so real, so urgent, had no real grip on you anymore. It was the moment when you saw yourself from the outside and realized that the story you had been living inside was created by none other than you. And the moment you see it as a story, you are no longer trapped inside it. You are the awareness watching it. So the Gita says, act without clinging. Sri Ramakrishna says, dissolve without fear. Ashtavakra says, wake up. You were free the entire time. Detachment is not the act of caring less. It is the act of trusting more. Trusting what is genuinely meant for you. Trusting that what is genuinely meant for you cannot be blocked by anything in the universe. The river does not force its way into the ocean. It simply flows and the ocean receives it, isn't it? Now, before you close this video, do this right now. Bring to mind one thing you are holding on today. one outcome you are desperate for, one situation where the waiting is costing you your peace, your life. Hold it clearly in your mind and now ask yourself honestly, have I already done what I can do? If yes, then what remains is not your work anymore. What remains belongs to life. So take one slow, deep breath in, and when you breathe out, say this quietly to yourself: I have done my part. I release the rest, not in defeat, but in trust. That single breath, done with genuine intention, is not a small thing. And every teacher in this video would call it the beginning of real freedom. Om Bhairavaya Namah.